Yeah, he can hear.
You welcome back, my friends.
I'm doing this because I'm an eccentric millionaire.
I don't want to get paid to lose. I want to win.
It were me, I'd bet everything. But that's me. I'm an aggressive gambler. Mr. Vegas.
I admire your notion of fair odds, mister.
Better lucky than good? Right.
Hello and welcome to Unfocused Fantasy Football, where we are currently hitting on our over-under rapid fire segment at 69%, actually over 69%. And all of us who are picking, there's 8 of us, all of us are over 500. So if you came here to get some tips for tonight's game, you got the right 3 guys on the screen. Greg, and we'll get to this later, Greg, Jeff, David, are just absolutely killing it. All of them are winning 20-plus games. Greg's leading the pack with 26-4, but we'll go over the standings later. Guys, how we doing on week 6?
Amazing.
Good. Ready to go.
I'm just glad I'm not in last.
You are most definitely not in last.
The guy who makes up the questions is in last place.
Yeah, figure that one out.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know
we were told not to think, and that's been my key to success.
Man, look at that. Beautiful.
Make it a little bit bigger.
Absolutely beautiful.
The podcast in general at 694. Let's go back up to last week's scores. So John Masterclass, who hopefully will join us at some point with a mic that works, and he managed to beat me by 20 points, even though we've got a high-scoring game. And then David, you got by Jeff, 148 to 122, another high-scoring game. Greg had the bye. He played Dave, so he won the bye. Relic with a close game against the Big Berg, and the mystery man Tyreek over the hill stomped on Colin, 145 to 89.
I think that's Trent.
That's Trent. Blitzberg's Trent.
Yeah, that's Trent.
No wonder he couldn't come on tonight. He knew he was going to get fucking clowned.
I was trying to be nice. Well, then Colin just barely escaped against Relic there. So we're down to 2 4-1 teams, David and Greg. David's still winless. And when we look at it this week, our top point scorers, David's took back the lead, but I'm right behind him at 3-2. John's sneaking up to 3-2. And Greg, sliding up into 4th place. You were way down there. Now you're coming up fast. And then Trent, even though he's 2-3, is scoring a bunch of points.
Officially, want to make a notification. Lamar Jackson is on the trading blocks.
Oh,
Come and get him.
Nice.
Come and get him.
Do we want?
What's that?
I have him in one league. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I almost cut him. Like it wasn't on purpose.
Almost cut him.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if you guys heard Mike Florio this week, but he's advancing the notion that this might be a little bit of Lamar saying, I'm going to be 105% healthy because there's a contract dispute. He's 2 years out, and Florio pointed out that when he was looking for a contract a couple of years ago, this is the shit he was doing at the end of seasons, where he was sitting out of games. Hey, I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to play.
I remember him doing it one season.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think there might be any truth to that?
I think it's a little early in the year to be pulling that. Possibly. Yeah. I don't recall what happened last time. I know there was some back and forth. But we're week 5. So I would say week 10, week 11, maybe that would be a scenario. But I think this only hurts him in contract negotiations and things of that nature when you're week 5 saying, hey, I'm not playing because I got 2 years left on my contract. I don't know if that necessarily helps him.
I'm all for it. Like, look, man, you got to protect yourself. Absolutely. Sit out, like 4 or 5 more weeks to your like whatever. Like, have about 9 losses and then come back. Absolutely.
Yeah,
He's got to take care of number 1. Yep.
yeah.
It's interesting because, and let's face it, there's a very high likelihood he's not playing this week. So that's Cooper Rush again. They dropped to 1-5. Now all of a sudden, he coming out of the bye. Is he looking at it going, maybe I'm sick of John Harbaugh, and maybe I'm sick of everything else that's going on here, and maybe I wait till we're 1-7, 1-8 to come back.
Also, they traded away that is it Odea, or how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Defensive guy.
Odea.
Yeah, like what was that about? Like, I didn't understand that either. Like that's almost
and to his brother too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Just strange what's going on with the Ravens. I mean, I love it personally, but
I read where
I
read where the guy was getting $8 million, so it may be like a salary dump too.
Yeah,
I think it was his last year.
Yeah, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so he could have broken the bank. And they kind of like Mike Green, from what I heard on Baltimore radio. So I think it was, hey, let's just play the kid. We suck this year, and let's see what happens. I honestly don't think Harbaugh survives, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I honestly don't think Harbaugh survives if they go 4-13 or something like that. I mean, maybe if he goes 8-9 and Lamar sits out half the season, or they make a run, but it'll be interesting to see. But if you're holding Lamar Jackson on your team, and I'm one of them, and sounds like Jeff is too. Yeah, now's the time to look for options. Maybe
I got him in a 14 team guillotine league. Well, it's a good thing I have Jared Goff, but Goff will be doing a bye week soon, so I'll be figuring out what to do there. Lamar can sit out till the second time the Steelers play the Ravens. So
I got Lamar and Neighbors in our league, this league right here. Just my team was pretty stout until that happened.
You're doing well.
John says he can't get back in, so he may be out for tonight.
That's not good.
Let's see here.
Well, that'll make rapid fire picks interesting.
Yes. So that we'll just have to wing it. Maybe he can get back to it.
Keep trying, John. Just keep trying.
You keep trying, or have him text you the picks or something.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't it on your spreadsheet? Don't you already have them?
Yes, but John, for some reason, cannot get into that. So he sends me a text. Text us your picks. So this is the kind of hard-hitting stuff you always want to see on a podcast, is us texting. So
hey, it's fillable content.
Exactly. I know, right? All right, so let's take a look at the Week 4 schedule. Big game. The 2-4-1 teams. Somebody's walking out of here in sole possession of first place. The Standards got a 5-point favorite. David over Greg. Relic, who's in the chat. I'm a 16-point favorite. Set your lineup, buddy. And you're in the playoff hunt now. You're 3-2. There's no excuses. Blitzburg and kind of an elimination game here between Trent and Greg. I mean, Trent and Jeff, because at 2 and 3, even though you're both scoring a lot of points, 2 and 4, only 4 teams make the playoffs. Could be interesting. And then Tyreek over the hill. Yeah. Tyreek over the hill, big 15-point favorite, and John gets the bye. So he's getting his automatic win, although maybe, just maybe, it's not as big of a point spread as you think. Maybe, just maybe, Dave pulls off his first win. That's 3 and 2 teams.
I'm feeling pretty good here. 4-game winning streak, first place, most points in the league. As Macho Mary Savage always said, the cream always rises to the top. Oh, yeah.
Well,
you just feel that way. That's good.
Oh, good. I'm feeling great, Greg. Good luck to you, by the way.
Thanks, man.
All right, so let's talk about let's talk about a couple things before we get into starts and sits of the week. So we've talked a little bit about Lamar. This Joe Flacco trade. Do we think this somehow resurrects Jamar Chase's fantasy possibilities?
I don't know about resurrects because he was number one pick in a lot of drafts. I say it improves because Flacco's going to be slinging it. Like whether he throws 3 or 4 interceptions a game, he's going to be chucking it downfield, which will help Jamar out. He's going to get more targets, but I don't think it saves you to a point to the equity you put in the draft with him. He turns him into maybe a good second round pick, but I don't think it gets him back to where you want him to be.
So here's the question I have. Would you consider the Browns' O-line to be better than the Bengals' O-line?
No, absolutely not. I don't think either one's good, but the Bengals line is trash.
It's it's marginal.
So Joe Flacco, in the 4 games that he started, he had 290 yards in the first game against 290 yards in his first game, 199 his second game, then 142, and then 184. He threw 6 interceptions in those 4 games total. No, I don't think this guy's going to resurrect shit for either Higgins or Chase because he's going to get killed. He's not good anymore. I think Father Time has came for him pretty bad. So, no, this isn't the Band-Aid that Bengals fans seem to want to convince themselves of. He might be better than Browning, but we're not talking astronomically better. So,
agreed.
What do you think?
I don't know.
If there's anyone that might benefit, is Chase Brown.
So. Yeah.
There's a short dump off. So
I don't.
See, I don't even think that helps because Flacco doesn't like dumping it off. He's throwing 20 yards every time, it seems like, when he drops back. So yeah, I would say it helps a little bit, but it's not going to get anybody on that offense to where we thought they were going to be in the beginning of the year.
Look at Judy. Judy didn't do jack shit with Flacco, quarterback for the Browns, right?
Nope.
Horrible. I'm trying to think of anybody else that's benefited for the Browns during Flacco this season before he got traded. There's nothing there. And I thought that the Browns O-line is better than the Bengals, on paper at least. So, yeah, I don't.
Everybody still gets excited because Flacco had that couple good games with Indianapolis, and they're just like, "Oh, hey, he's going to be the best thing since not best thing since sliced bread, but he's going to just be such a big improvement." But like you said, how old is he? 42?
Yeah, he's up there, man.
3?
Yeah.
So he's done. I think he's done.
He's pushing. He's matching up with Aaron Rodgers. He's neck and neck with Aaron Rodgers at least.
Exactly.
I think they were the same draft class, as a matter of fact.
They might have been.
It's interesting. I don't know if anybody saw this stat, but I think the most interesting Jamar Chase stat is that he has more solo tackles this season than Micah Parsons.
I saw that.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Just what you want out of your number one fantasy pick.
Hey, you're paying him $40 million. He's got to do something, other stuff to earn it.
It'll be interesting to see how long it takes them to either go back to Jacob Browning or, who knows who else they'll bring in at this point. At this point, I just say, throw Browning out there if you don't resurrect the season in a game or two. And if you go 5-12, you sure as hell know what you need to draft is defensive help and offensive line help. So
are they 2-3 or 1-4?
2-3.
And when's Burrow's coming back?
December
12th.
At best, December 12th.
December 12th, I believe.
Yeah, if he comes back.
I don't even know why you make that trade, to be honest with you.
Stupid.
I mean, you're not really upgrading that much, and the way you've played the last couple of weeks, it doesn't look like Flacco's not going to fix that team.
No, exactly.
It's a panic trade because Browning threw those 3 interceptions on their side of the field last week.
Browning was bad. Like, there's no doubt. But, like, Flacco doesn't do enough to keep you above water until Burrow gets back. It's not going to move the needle enough to where you're competitive enough. And it's their own damn fault for the way they built that team. No defense. Mm-hmm. You hardly have a decent O-line. It's all on them, man. And you're just you're replacing a shitty backup quarterback with an old shitty quarterback, basically. So, like, the results are going to be basically the same. I don't see them. I'll be shocked if they somehow keep the ship sailing until he gets back. I don't.
So what are we saying? Next Thursday is going to be a Tomlin special?
It better fucking not be.
I hope not. Yeah.
Here's another interesting question before we get to our start and setups. Is T. Higgins unplayable at this point?
I have him on my bench in my one league. I will not play him.
And that's another one. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's just so many of these top wide receivers, and even some of the running backs in fantasy have just, like we were talking about before we got on. My first 2 picks in one league was Derrick Henry and Brian Thomas Jr. They're both sitting on my bench this week. There's been a lot of disappointments in the top 20, 25 picks of fantasy drafts.
I am right there with you. In my Yahoo leagues, dude, I'm crushed. Like, just guys that I thought would produce, nope.
Nothing.
Horrible. And then injuries on top of it to boot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I remember foaming at the mouth to get Brian Thomas and Chase Brown. And I'm glad I don't have them.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I still think there might be a little fantasy upside for Brian Thomas. I think that big catch helped him. Maybe we see a little bit different. I mean, he's kind of had a little bit of the dropsies. So
Juan had mentioned this, like 3 weeks ago when you broke down Brian Thomas Jr.'s stats last year. It was all Mac Jones.
Right.
It wasn't Trevor, and it just seems like they're just not on the same page. Thomas seems like he's a little scared about getting hit every time the ball is thrown to him, but and now you see Mac Jones kind of doing the things he's doing in San Francisco with those, he's doing well, and it's just no thing on Lawrence. I think everybody would agree we'd take Lawrence over Mac Jones, but I just think that situation, he really padded his stats because Mac Jones was just tossing it to him all day long.
Yeah. Mac Jones has been a shocker for me. I can't believe the way he's playing.
Yep.
He wasn't and he played hurt
Shanahan, though. That's Shanahan. Yeah. You can put any quarterback you want on that San Francisco team.
Yep.
And they look like all-stars.
Just about to say it. It's Shanahan. Yep.
Well, except Trey Lance, but that's
right.
That's another story altogether.
You must really suck if
exactly. That's just a miss on a pick, really.
Yeah.
And from what I hear is Shanahan was big on Mac Jones and wanted to pick Mac Jones, but they ended up going.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that. Yeah, I think they didn't. I think they mentioned that in the game last week too.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's talk start sit. Let's start with Greg. Who's your start of the week? Who's your sit of the week?
My start of the week is Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love. He had he had his strongest game of the year 2 weeks ago against Dallas in that tie game where he threw for over 330 yards. This week they play Cincinnati. Going to beat up on Cincinnati more here. Cincinnati's given up the second most pass touchdowns. They're top 10 in terms of giving up points, or bottom 10 instead of giving up points to fantasy points to quarterbacks. And their defense generates the 4th lowest pressure rate. And what helps Green Bay is the emerging presence of Matthew Golden, especially with Jaden Reed being out. I know he hasn't been a world killer, but the last 2 games, Golden has put up double digits in fantasy points, at least according to our league standards, which means that this week would be the week for Dave to start him instead of last week.
Christian Watson's back this week too, as well.
I was just about to say Christian Watson is coming back.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
I've had him stashed on my bench, waiting for this. Now,
I just picked him up.
Yeah, for those of I've had him stashed on IR. For those of us who are very interested in potential wide receiver help in the actual NFL, something to keep an eye on. If he plays well the first week or two, all of a sudden that middle Dontavian Wicks type of player may become available for a trade. So if you're interested in that, like the Pittsburgh Steelers are, that's one to watch. We really hope Christian Watson comes out and has a great game.
I hope he's a good blocker too.
Exactly. So who are you sitting, Greg?
I'm sitting Alvin Kamara, which I never thought I'd see the day where this would happen, but he hasn't scored any touchdowns in his last 4 games. He's below average in all the NFL running back categories: yards per carry, yards before contact, after contact, explosive rate, how many times he brushes his teeth a day, and all sorts of other stats that they come up with. They're facing and he got overtaken in carries by the backup last week. They're facing New England, who's a top 5 rushing defense in the league. And they haven't given up more than 49 yards to a running back all year, which is impressive, very impressive considering who they face. James Cook, Devin Achane, even Ashton Genty, and they gave up 47 to Jaylen Warren. He almost got there, but still, just the fact that New England's just been that impressive against the run so far.
Absolutely. All right, so Jeff, who we starting?
Bob Quinn, who leads the league in explosive runs as a running back this year?
Ashton Genty.
J.K. Dobbins, baby.
I was gonna say, let's wait for the scroll to get across, and we'll see.
Yeah. Well,
J.K. Dobbins is, I think, is your start of the week right here. He's got 14 runs over 10 yards this year. The way that Denver offense is playing is they're really relying on the defense and getting some runs and eating up clock. Everybody keeps on talking about Harvey, but J.K. keeps on getting the numbers, and they're playing I believe it was the 8th worst running defense. If I have my numbers correctly, in the league. So I would say J.K. Dobbins is the man, and I know Bob Quinn will be rooting for him exclusively.
Well, the sound of shattering glass is coming any moment, which will be the sound of his leg breaking.
Start of the week, not the year. Start of the week.
Start of the week. Got it.
He's got double-digit points in every single game he's been in, even against teams that don't give a lot of points to running backs. The Chargers, he's put up 15-plus points. Now he's going to face the Jets that are 12th in points to running backs. Yeah, I completely agree. This is a good pick for start of the week, Jeff.
Can you imagine how, if he had been healthy, how he would have been with the Ravens?
Dude, he'd had. He's a hell of a running back when he stays healthy. He just is.
Yeah.
Like if he could just stay healthy, that's his biggest problem. His kneecaps are made of plastic or something.
Yes. Who we sitting, Jeff?
Well, I would say this was not on the bingo list week 1 when we talked about starts and sits for running backs. We're starting JK and we're sitting Derrick Henry. Derrick he's not getting it done. Ever since the Cleveland Browns came out and said he was easy to tackle, he hasn't had a game since. He 2.2 yards per carry last week was, I believe, his second lowest ever in his career. He without Lamar there, and I was even hoping because Lamar wasn't there that they use him a little bit more and really try to get the run game going. He had 13 carries, but again, 2.2 yards. If you compare his stats from this year to last year, and we won't even talk about the yardage, we'll just talk about the touches. He's down 30 carries, same point last year. It just, for whatever reason, he hit that 31. Everybody said that all those hill runs where he could play till he was 35, but I don't know. I'm really worried about Derrick Henry, and I think this week it's not going to be any of the same of what we've seen. It's just going to be maybe
Guys,
12, 13 carries and 40 yards.
Ever since that Buffalo game where he fumbled, right? It's been downhill. 2 points against Cleveland. He got 10 against Detroit, 7.8 against KC, and 9.3 against Houston. Like,
the reason he got the 9.3 on Houston was a late garbage touchdown.
Right. He's only eclipsed 100 yards rushing in that first game against Buffalo since 23, 50, 42, 33. Crazy.
Didn't he have a big fumble against Detroit as well?
Yep. Oh, bro, he's had huge fumbles. He's had tons of fumbles. Like, it's been bad.
One thing to look at with him too, and I agree. At this point, you almost have to sit him if you have better options. But the Rams defense, as good as they are, and I think they're very good, a little bit undersized up front. If he's ever going to get right, and I don't think he is, I totally agree with the sit of the week, but if he was ever going to get right against I would want to see him go jumbo and hand the ball to Henry, a bunch of times. I still don't think it helps him win the game. I still don't think he has a huge game. But it might be a way for the Ravens to keep it close. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think they're stubborn. I think
Rams were top 5 or 6 in defense against the run. So that scares me as well.
Their edges are very small. So they're very good.
Right.
But they're very small.
So we talked about this before, right? And I guess it always depends on what your fantasy team is, right? If you got all backups on your bench, and Henry's it's almost a must start. You have to start Henry, right? Or like in my scenario where I had ETN, Dowdle for Carolina, Breece Hall, and Derrick Henry, you want to start 4 of them this week. Who you sit if Hubbard doesn't play,
right?
And Hubbard is playing.
He is playing.
He is definitely.
Oh, is that official?
Yeah. They put it out yesterday, I think.
Fuck. I've got Rico Dowdle in my league.
Now things could change, because just what you said, he practiced in full Wednesday. Everybody said, "Hey, it looks like he's a full go."
What was his injury?
Well, he didn't practice Wednesday. He must have practiced today, because I was reading he didn't practice on Wednesday. But
yeah,
he
I saw it.
today.
Yeah,
he was on the sidelines doing like a little, like some work on the sidelines on Wednesday. And they were still kind of iffy, but I didn't hear anything about today. So,
what was his injury?
Narrative.
I don't think it was soft tissue. I want to say it was. Hang on, we'll find out for sure. We'll see if he's in. Because
the reason I ask is it may be where they may, with him coming back, they may just like split carries with him and Dowdle just to get him going. Which, even if they do that, it would still take a big chunk out of Dowdle's work.
4 hours ago, Chubba Hubbard did not participate today. He was DNP, did not participate. Yeah.
Calf injury, too. So those are funny.
Calf. So.
Well, if Chuba Hubbard doesn't play, obviously you got to start down.
Oh, you have to play. I mean, 30 points last week. I lost.
Especially against Dallas.
Guy runs for 200 yards and could possibly not play the next week because somebody else is there. I mean,
I faced a guy.
The NFL is insane.
I faced a guy in my other league. Last second, he made the ad. He added him, played him, gave him 33 fucking points. And I lost by like 22.
I had him sitting on my bench last week.
I added him in a different league besides that one. Didn't play him and lost.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just bad fucking luck this week for me.
Another start that's playing the Dallas defense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention it's a revenge game. But
that's true.
Cowboys gave up on him, so
I was swimming at the mouth to face them.
I totally get it. We did your sit, right, Derek Henry, Jeff? So, Mr. Korab, are we starting the Atlanta defense this week?
Never again, in fact. I will never trust the Atlanta defense again. Anyways, no, I really like Ja'Cory Croskett-Merritt. Had 150 all-purpose yards this past game. I think it was like 2 touchdowns, 27, 28 points he put up. And that was against a Chargers team that's 28th in points to running backs. He still did that, guys. Now he's going to face a Chicago team that's 3rd in points to running backs. So to me, yeah, this is a must start. But here's another key thing too, is that he's transitioned to now the bell cow for them. Dude, I wanted to check because I couldn't understand like how he just skyrocketed to that many points. It's because Nichols only got 1 carry and 1 reception. So they have now officially made him their bell cow, and they're leaning on him now. So
he's the guy who made Brian Robinson expendable.
Yes. Yep. And I mean, holy shit, look what happens when they like lean on him and make him the bell cow that he should have been.
I remember the great part about that is we're 5 games in, so he hasn't gotten beaten on as much. So he's a little fresher than everybody else.
But this was his best game.
Game last week, and once you get him past the line of scrimmage, he was very impressive.
I remember leading up to the draft, reading about him. He had transferred to Arizona from New Mexico State, and only played 1 game because of eligibility issues. But he had a lot of hype going on him, and he was a lot of people considered him like a hidden gem. Well, and I mean, I hate that Austin Eckler got hurt, but it led to Bill, as they call him, getting this moment.
I had a laughable trade proposed to me because I picked him up in another league, one of my money leagues, and picked him up, had a huge game. I was playing him, so I got the benefit. And lo and behold, hey, I got the trade offer early on Monday. Hey, what do you think about Omarion Hampton and Zach Charbonnet for Merritt? And I was like, you do know Hampton's hurt, right? Oh, yeah, that's the reason I'd be willing to trade him. I was like, oh, thanks. So I get the backup running back for Seattle and a guy who possibly is out for the year, but at least for the next 4 weeks. No, thanks. I'll stick with Merritt. I can't endorse this one more strongly. I think this guy is now prime. I think Jaden Daniels has a lot to do with him taking off again because the RPO threat is real, and Merritt is I really like his game. I think he's going to be a star the rest of the year.
And that's killer with Jaden Daniels back with that RPO. Oh my God, dude!
Remember the name, Bill.
Bill. Yeah. So who are we sitting, David?
Kyler Murray, guys. Look, when facing teams that are bottom 12 in points against QBs, he's only put up the highest he's gotten is 17 points. That's it. So he's plays like trash when he faces these tougher teams against quarterbacks. The Colts are 22nd in points to quarterbacks this week, and it's at Minneapolis. So I don't like starting him at all. He had 0 touchdowns last week. 0. And he's now dropped to the 18th ranked quarterback in fantasy football right now. So I would sit him. If you have a better option.
The morale for that Cardinals team can't be that great coming into this game either after last week.
I don't know what whatever that was. So I don't, if you got another option or if there's somebody on the waiver you could try to grab that's got a favorable matchup, I'd go that route. He has not eclipsed 17 points against these tougher teams against quarterbacks. He hasn't. Now,
quick question for you. So I'm sure a lot of people, I've seen him in several leagues where he just dropped Amari DiMercato. The Cardinals really don't have another choice because Michael Carter, I get it, but he's kind of a retread. Do you take a flyer on DiMercato and hope that he never makes that fucking mistake again?
I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I kind of more of a Carter fan than I am DiMercato because they gave him more carries, Carter. So, and he put up, I think, 12 or 13 points in his first game, and they just got him. So, if anything, if I'm a DiMercato guy, a fantasy under him, I'm alarmed. I'm like, wait a second. Why did this guy you just brought up the street just now already jump ahead of him? So, no, I
think he showed it in that game.
I'm not a DiMercato fan, so no.
Let's say DiMercato doesn't fumble the ball and he scores that touchdown. All of a sudden,
right? Let's say what was it?
What if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble against Buffalo? What if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble against Detroit? What if Derrick? I mean, you can play that game, but I mean,
how's the coach getting in trouble and getting fined for screaming at him too? I want to know that one.
He did more than scream, but
he deserved it. I mean, I don't know, man. $100,000.
Coach was a little fired up. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those things you just can't live down, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
no.
There's a movie out about that now. Have you guys seen that where the guy Mrs. Doubtfires it after he does the same thing, drops the ball right before the 1 yard line, and then goes and changes his whole face and puts on all this stuff and plays for another team?
No, I didn't.
I can't remember the name of the movie. It's the guy that was in Top Gun, the last Top Gun, the asshole pilot.
Oh, no idea.
Look it up.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Glenn, is it that's
Powell?
Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's happy about DeMarcado making that fumble is Adonai Mitchell, because nobody's talking about his fumble now.
Oh, jeez.
So the question is, who's going to do it this week? But
yeah,
so that team's a disaster. I'd stay away from it if you can help it. That's just me, though.
Yes. So for my start of the week, I've got Tony Pollard, who had a nice game last week. He's facing a Raiders team who's, I think, just 1 second away. And Pete Carroll teams typically don't quit, but I feel like there is trouble brewing in Vegas. And I think Carroll might be looking for the exit. Hey, I'm 73 years old. I can come back for this shit. So
who quits sooner, him or Bill Belichick at North Carolina?
Belichick ain't gonna quit until he gets to that 10 mil.
Yeah, I could see Carroll maybe at the end of the year ducking out. But
you could already hear it, like with his comments after the game, like, "Hey, we don't like being like," just the way he explained the record was, you could just see, he thought they were going to be a lot better coming in than what they are.
Yeah, I know he loves Geno, and at some point, the schedule softens a little bit. They got the Titans this week, but I don't know. I'm sure they're going to fight like hell to try to win that game, but I just like Tony Pollard in this game. I just have a feeling he's gonna end up breaking their hearts. My sit of the week.
I was just going to piggyback on you, Bob. But they're 13th in points to running backs, so Pollard does look like a solid start. Yeah,
and the sit of the week. Look, I understand Detroit might give up some points to people, but I do not think this game is going to be pretty. I see sit Patrick Mahomes. Aiden Hutchinson really punished Lamar Jackson. I know Lamar scored a bunch of points, but I just think this pass rush, I don't love the Kansas City offensive line. And Mahomes is in Jackson. He's mobile, he can move, he's shifty. And Travis Kelce isn't what he was. I don't think he has time to get it out to Worthy. Although some of maybe those quick screens, I don't like this game at all for Patrick Mahomes. And I think this could be, not they won't make the playoffs, but I think this could be kind of like Baltimore has been exposed. I think this is where Kansas City really gets embarrassed and exposed by Detroit.
Be 2-4.
Yeah.
So I mean, if this was at Detroit, I could say, okay, maybe not sit him, but at home, he's put up 37 points, 25 points, and that was against Philly's 22nd in points to quarterbacks. He might have a bad game, but like as far as fantasy goes, I still think he puts up 20 plus points at worst. So if you've got, like, say my one leg, I've got Love and Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
Love's got a 5-star matchup. So of course I'm gonna play him over Mahomes. But like if you have a lower tier backup quarterback, I would probably still go with Mahomes personally.
I think Mahomes gets too much street cred still from what he did 2, 3, 4 years ago. I had him last year, and he really didn't do much for me at all. And you're not really looking at anything different offensively for them than what they had last year for the most part. And I think, Quinn, you kind of hit it a little bit too with Hutchinson and Detroit they're going to be rearing their ears back trying to get at them. And now the Chiefs kind of become the Patriots when the Patriots had their big run where everybody's got their A game for the Chiefs. They're coming strong. And I think he's a serviceable quarterback, but I think he's kind of overrated the last year or two. where people think they're going to get a lot more out of Mahomes. Like everybody talks about Mahomes, but they don't talk about Goff. And Goff puts up better stats than he does almost every week.
And it seems like Kansas City's winning more because of their defense lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you guys are saying. I really do. Especially last year. Last year, you're right, because I had him and Purdy was putting up more fantasy points than him. But this year, he's hit 30-plus points 3 out of his 5 games, then 25 once. His worst game was against the Giants was 17 points. So he's second in fantasy as far as quarterbacks go for fantasy. So, like, it may look like when you watch the game he's not doing this great, but as far as fantasy goes, he's doing just fine. He's got 8 touchdowns on the season, 1,257 yards passing, only 2 interceptions, and he's got 3 rushing TDs too. So my guy's got 11 touchdowns on the season after 5 games. So
yeah, and his legs have really carried that. Yeah,
he's had to. Yeah,
which is why I think this week that'll kind of come to a halt. Not forever, just this week, because I feel like Detroit's defensive line can pressure him without blitzing. And because they're such young, fast guys, he's not going to be able to run around the Hutchinson. Hutchinson's going to. I really think he's going to punish him. So
they'll do like what you said he did to Lamar. Like I could see that. I could.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. So are we ready? Are we ready for some rapid fire without John?
Maybe
the show must go on.
All right, so we have a new intro for Rapid Fire, thanks to Greg.
Destruction the second to none.
So let's start off with tonight's game. Saquon Barkley, over under 100 yards.
Rushing or total?
Just rushing. We'll start with Greg and we'll go around and then we'll go back.
I'll say yes.
All right, so Greg's got over.
I got under.
Jeff says under. All right, we're going for opposite.
I say under. David?
I would normally say over because he's on a lot of my fantasy teams. However, I think this game is going to get out of hand and he's not going to get to 100. You know what? No, he hates the fucking Giants. I'm going over here.
Oh, that is his arch. Well, not arch. I'm sort of looking for his old team.
His other team.
Yeah.
Was that the team he did the reverse hurdle?
That was Jacksonville.
Oh yeah.
Isn't Barkley kind of hurt though?
He was questionable going into the game.
And the D line is pretty good for the Giants, I thought, isn't it?
They are.
Yeah, I'm going to say under. You have him in your fantasy. Hasn't he been struggling for you?
Yes. He has not been what I had hoped.
He got some cheap points last week with that.
Because my son has him. He's been bitching about him up a storm. So
I've got him in another league too.
I'm going to stick to under.
All right, so we've got John, me, Greg, Dave, and Relic all went over, and our unders are Jeff, David, and Trent. So that should be interesting. All right, so moving on to the Broncos versus the Jets. Okay. Justin Fields versus Bo Nix. Who has more rushing yards?
Fields. Sorry. It wasn't my turn. Sorry.
Yeah, it was your turn.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Fields, absolutely. Fields.
Okay, Greg?
Fields.
All right. And Relic and John agree. Trent and Dave haven't picked yet, but Nick surprisingly has a lot of rushing yards, but I don't think he never bet against Justin Fields.
Do sacks go against the rushing yards or the passing yards?
I think they go against the rushing.
Yeah. Well, he's facing Denver, and Denver can get to the quarterback, but he can do it.
The good news with Fields, though, is like when Tom Brady would get sacked 4 times, it'd be for a loss of 40. When Fields gets sacked 4 times, it's for a loss of 4 because he usually can at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so let's move on to the Cardinals at the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, over under 124.5 total yards, rushing and receiving. Greg, you're up.
Oh, over.
All right, Greg's going over. Jeff?
I'm going under.
All right. Jeff being different this week.
You said total yards. This is against the Cardinals, right? Yeah, I'm going to go over.
Lone Wolf, baby. Come on, Quinn.
This is a tough one. Well, Relic went under with you. I'm going to say over because we're counting the receiving yards.
Same. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is this could get out of hand, and he might not get it. Yeah, get shut down. So here's an interesting one: Chargers at Dolphins. More catches, Ladede McConkey or Jalen Waddle?
This is more catches.
More catches, not yards. Catches.
That's a tough one because they haven't really been using McConkey that much.
Right, he's been kind of a disappointment.
Compared to Quentin Johnson and Keenan Allen. He's kind of taking a back seat.
But Johnson is questionable.
Waddle's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. Even without Tyreek Hill, it ain't like he's doing that much. More catches. You know, I'm just going to say Waddle.
I agree. I'm going with Waddle.
In my head, you got him and Waller, and that's like it. You got that Washington kid, but he don't do jack shit. He gets like 1 to 2 receptions a game.
I got Waddle too.
So I'm going to go Waddle.
All right, so John and Relic went McConkey, and all of us, I'm also going Waddle because number one receiver for Tua, and I think the Chargers are a little more banged up than people think, and Miami, I think, got embarrassed, so I think they're going to score some points. So here's one close to home. Browns versus Steelers. Over under 40.5 points.
Ooh.
Over.
Over for Greg. Definitive, quick. I like it. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm going to go over, too.
I had to say it quick, otherwise I would have been thinking about it.
Yes. What do you think, David?
Under. 2 stout defenses. 1 offense isn't that great. Ours is okay. That does not. What was it again? 40.
40.5.
40.5. Yeah, I'll say under.
I'm going to take
the Wolf?
No, I'm going with you here.
Okay.
I'm going under. John also went under. So did Relic.
Oh, okay.
I do not think this game is going to be close. We'll certainly pick it tomorrow night on Legendary Picks. But even in a blowout, honestly, it's because I don't think Cleveland's offense can score 10 points. So that's the only reason I got the under here. All right, so moving on to the Cowboys and the Panthers. The Cowboys are fantasy gold on both fronts. They score a lot and they give up a lot.
Yes.
So Cowboys and Panthers, Dak Prescott over under 300 yards.
All over.
All right, David
Over.
was quick with the over. Greg is quick with the over.
Under.
Nice, Jeff. All right.
Jeff and
Lone
Relic are
Wolf.
going under. I also think Carolina will run the ball a little bit in this game, so I'm going to say just barely under. I feel like it's a 280-ish type of game.
How many games has he got over 300 this year, Dak?
Ooh. See, I'm not analyzing anything here. I am just
Neither am I. I'm just asking.
going rapid fire here.
Right.
You're doing too much thinking. You're doing too much thinking, Jeff. Come on.
I don't want to. Hey, I don't want to upset John. Okay, he's sensitive. All right. I don't.
It's only gone over 300 2 out of 5 games.
Ooh.
Yeah, under, baby.
I'm sticking with what I said.
Yes, I think it's going to be very close, but I'm Bet the under. Okay, here's
go
an
to 300, 300. May it all go to Pickens and Williams.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
right?
Pickens.
All right, so Seattle at Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence. Does he get a rushing touchdown?
No.
I'm going no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no as well.
Okay, so we got a bunch of no's.
Unless he trips and falls and
the other team takes
rolls
the play off.
And nobody goes
Was it
after
Travis
him.
Jones that they just saw
Jones,
standing
you see
there
him today
gingerly
apologize
walking?
for that. He
And
apologized.
he should
for that
apologize. What the
Yeah.
fuck was that? I'd be
Yeah.
pissed if I was one of the coaches.
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't step on it, what if the play doesn't work? So that might have been a benefit in disguise.
I think what everybody forgets about that play is there was a penalty called. There was a holding on a safety. So regardless.
So it didn't matter.
Yeah. I guess I'm trying to write the stuff down with my non-dominant hand, and it's just a bunch of chicken scratch here. It's okay. I'll probably forget all the stuff tomorrow.
Why are you writing it down? It'll get put on the
And Greg, don't remember, you can always go to the spreadsheet and look.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why torture yourself like that?
Well,
bro?
okay, then it's practice writing with my non-dominant hand.
All right. We'll just chalk it up to that.
Okay, so Relic went over. I'm going to join him. I think now one thing I do want to say for if you're a Jaguar fan watching this later on, Seattle when they come east is a beast. They have won their last 11 games in the Eastern time zone.
Shit.
They are now. That doesn't mean that they can't be ran on and scored on. We're talking fantasy football here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think Lawrence gets a cheapie. Like they don't really run the tush push, but I think
So you just said that Seattle's badass in the East, doesn't give up shit, and you're going over.
Well, because it's fantasy football, and I think Lawrence will get a cheap touchdown late.
So you thinking Seattle's going to win this game?
I will be picking Seattle tomorrow. They may even be having an appearance from Smooth Jimmy during that portion.
Wow.
I think you and I need to go Wawa sub lunch bet on that one.
Oh, you're taking the Jack?
Wawa.
Yeah.
Okay, so is AD off screen prompting you? For those
No, my wife is not in here because she doesn't like it when I bet because usually I lose. But yeah, that's a Wawa sub right there.
All right. I'm not 100% convinced that's my lock of the week, but I will take that bet.
Nice.
All right. Emeka Egbuka, over under a touchdown. Does he score?
Or what now?
Emeka Egbuka, 49ers at the Buccaneers.
Does he score?
I hope I say his name right. Does he score? Does he get a
Yes. He better score.
I got like he might be on somebody's fantasy team.
Yeah, a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm going to say yes, he scores.
Yep, I'm with that as well.
A+ fantasy draft pick.
Hell yeah.
He's no Will Howard.
I think Greg meant in fantasy, but yeah.
I've got him in all three of my fantasy leagues.
Mike Evans still out. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm definitely over. John is the Lone Ranger right now who says he does not.
You mean 16 and 14 picked him?
Yes. John comes up with the questions. He's 16 and 14, but he does have a winning record. That's important if you're betting. So, all right. So this kind of, this isn't necessarily a prop bet, but he put it on the sheet. So Detroit at Kansas City, who wins the game? Straight up, no spread, just who wins.
I got Detroit.
Oh, between Detroit and the Bengals?
No, Detroit and the Chiefs.
I'm sorry.
Chiefs.
It's Chiefs. I'm sorry. It's at Chiefs, correct?
It is at Kansas City.
God, there's just something about Kansas City. It's so hard to win there.
I've heard that Taylor Swift will not be at the game.
Oh, that makes a difference, man. Fuck.
Yep.
Which means she probably will be. I'm just sorry.
I think you hit it in the head earlier, Quinn. I think Detroit's going to just. I just don't see after Kansas City's performance against Jacksonville, which I liked because we won, but they looked terrible. I think Detroit's going to smack them around.
I'll say Detroit.
I'm going against the grain here. I'm going to go Chiefs.
I had already typed it in. I knew you were thinking too hard, so you were on KC.
Yeah, I just, dude.
Plus, the last time Detroit was there, they won in Kansas City, so they know they can do it.
Well, I can go both ways. That I can say that was just a fluke, or there's just something about Kansas City at home, man. Hometown refs too.
No, I mean I respect that. I do.
I don't know.
I respect that.
But look, I'll say this: I want the Lions to win. I want the Chiefs to go don't win another game the rest of the season, please. But this could go where they get back on track. Oh man, if this was the week they had Rice back, man, whew.
It's coming, but not this week.
God, I hope they do lose this week then, really bad. But now I'm gonna pick them to win. I'm gonna say they figure it out.
Well, you know what they say: no man is an island except David with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I like it.
Although Trent and Dave's picks are pending. Okay, so finally, Bills at Falcons. More rushing yards, just rushing yards. James Cook or Bijan Robinson? This is a great question, by the way, John.
It is. And without looking, it's tough.
Just rushing yards?
Most rushing yards. Bijan versus Cook.
I'm going Cook.
I want to, but whatever.
I'll go Bijan.
I think Bijan will have more overall yards, but I think Cook will have more rushing yards.
What happened last game with Cook, though? Like, against the Patriots, like, what the fuck? He had 4 points in fantasy.
He was playing the fucking Patriots. What do you think's going to happen? Shit.
Who I believe are a top 5 rushing defense, if we heard it correctly earlier.
That's right.
Yeah, I think Jeff's right. I think Cook will have more rushing yards. I'm going to agree.
I'll go Bijan.
But what about that Atlanta defense?
Good point. Thanks for making up my mind. I'm going Cook. But, this is actually a tough pick because Buffalo's defense is low-key trash. I mean, they are not very good. And I said this on our Monday podcast. Joe Starkey brought up the point in Pittsburgh radio. You could make a case that if you take away Josh Allen and you take away Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers have a better roster than the Bills.
It's starting to look that way, yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. I have not been impressed with them.
It's way too early, but I'm going to go out. This is a hot take, but I'm going to go out on a limb. Were the Patriots and the Steelers an AFC Championship game preview?
Ooh. I'm not there yet, but it sounds sexy.
Well, I can tell you the Patriots, they still have what was it? I was reading it today. So they got Miami, they got the Jets twice, they got
well, that must be nice.
New Orleans, they got
wow.
There's like 2 other teams, like
just so you understand.
Like 7 of their next 8 games, the combined wins is like 4.
So it's the opposite for us.
Right.
So what are you saying, Jeff? You got that 4th place schedule?
Yeah,
we definitely have that.
Fuck.
Well, listen to this bullshit. The Saints, the Titans, in order. Saints, Titans, the Brownies, the Falcons, the Buccaneers, pretty good game.
That's a good one.
The Jets, the Bengals, the Giants.
Are you kidding me?
Damn.
Then they got the Bills and the Ravens coming back down to earth, although the Ravens could be completely out of it by then. Then the Jets and the Dolphins to finish the season. You know what?
Could take that division.
We could be 11-12 wins.
Yeah, you could take that division
easily and not even be that great.
Question is, will your running backs stop fumbling the ball by then?
So that is the big worry, right? Especially now that Gibson got hurt, where we're really going to have to rely on
Ramondre.
Ramondre Fumble Stevenson. I honestly thought after the 2 fumble game that they were going to just release him that Monday. That's how bad it was.
Why do they?
Then he comes back, he fumbles the ball again last week, but he scores 2 touchdowns. And I think the way Drake May and that offense is set up is a lot of dink and dunks to the running backs, not a whole lot of running, and then just Drake May doing Drake May and getting rolled out and doing those things. So I don't know if they necessarily need to rely on the running game as much as they have before. But, yeah, that is the scary part. You bring up a good point, Greg, where we could – I mean, the Raiders game was a perfect example of that, where we should have won that game. And then the 4 fumbles the other week, we could easily be 4-1 at this point.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, too, I mean, Patriots have a very easy schedule. The Jaguars, Seahawks, low-key tough, 11 in a row in the Eastern time zone. Then they get the Rams. But then after that, Raiders, Texans, who do give them problems, Chargers, who, with the rate they're getting injured, may not be much by the time they see them.
We own the Chargers.
Then you get the Cardinals, the Titans twice.
Because you all know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in that division. I mean, Houston's not blowing out anybody. You know, they beat Baltimore, but I think everybody's been, beating up on Baltimore lately.
Yeah.
The Colts obviously are going to be the biggest one, but that division's up for grabs, man.
It really is.
Like with Indianapolis, they're doing so well, and everybody's big in Indianapolis right now. But we're still talking about Daniel Jones, right? And for him to throw up a whole consistent year of what he's doing right now, that's pretty tough. They are pretty stacked. They got a good offensive line. They got a good running back. Wide receivers are okay, but an injury here, injury there, and counting on Daniel Jones to be what he's been the last 5 games for the rest of the year, that's a big gamble.
And can you count out? Can you truly count out Houston yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think you can.
No,
I don't think you can. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. I like Houston's defense.
We could see 3 teams come from the AFC South in the wild card because, well, no, I take that back. We could see 2 teams because Buffalo, New England, I think they're not blocks, but they're. But I feel like
I think you're right though. I think those 2 will definitely be in.
And then AFC West, maybe just 1 team, and I've said before the season, there's only going to be 1 team from the AFC North, and they play football in Pittsburgh.
Right now, you're looking right. It looks like you're right.
Yeah. So, game's about to start, guys. Any thoughts on tonight's game? Other than we talked about Saquon real quick. Anybody who maybe you want to throw a little prop bet on last minute?
Scatterboo over 70 yards rushing.
How about Dart 2 rushing touchdowns?
Ooh.
2 rushing touchdowns? Is that what you said?
Yes,
rushing? Ooh, interesting. I'm going to predict Jackson Dart 3 turnovers.
Ooh, well, went both ways on that one. I'm going to predict A.J. Brown 3 different books on the sideline tonight.
3 different books.
And I'll predict I'll predict AJ Brown scores a touchdown before reading one of those books.
Oh,
yeah, 1 touchdown total.
Is he on somebody's fantasy team?
Used an AJ Brown.
He's not on my team.
Oh, okay.
No, was Trent.
Go ahead.
I said Trent has him, I think.
No.
Yeah. We've been giving Dave shit about this whole trade thing. I guess if he sat there and read a book on the sideline tonight, maybe you have to start to think about it, trading him. But I still can't see Howie Roseman trading his number 1 wide receiver.
Well, the next 3 weeks is going to be Saquon and all so upset because he's not getting the touches, right? And then they'll go back and give Saquon the ball, and A.J. Brown will be pissed for 3 weeks. It's just Philadelphia. I mean, great team, good championship, whole lot of fucking divas.
Yeah, I was gonna say Devonta Smith was bitching too, wasn't he? Wasn't he saying some shit a week or two ago too?
I mean, this is it's not like they're the Bengals. They won the Super Bowl.
They literally just won the Super Bowl.
Everybody just not happy.
I'm trying to pull up the Scatterboo real quick to see if the 70 yards is
a thing.
Yeah, I want to say his over under because I'm pretty sure Tyrone Tracy has a chance to play tonight.
He is. He's playing.
Giants, they're not.
But I don't think he'll cut into his carries too much. Maybe he will.
All right, so the over under on Scatterboo is at least on Underdog Fantasy, who's not a sponsor, but you could be. 48.5 yards over under.
Take it.
All right.
48.5. That's it.
Yeah, rushing yards. 75 total.
Go get that.
65 total, I should say.
Look, them boys got that dog in them, man. They're pissed off about that game last week. I think the Giants are going to do a little better tonight than they did last week.
Wow, Tyrone Tracy's over under is only 22.5.
Yeah, I have him in my one league, and it's a 12-team league, and I drafted him to be like a third guy because I didn't think Scatterboo would be really of anything. And
so I had Tracy
boy, was I wrong.
Last year, he had a good year last year,
right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's been one of those ones where, like you were talking about, Joe, you draft guys and
didn't he run for over 200 yards against the Steelers?
He did something really good. Yeah, he was good. I was just like, all right, I'll snag this guy to be my third running back. And in a 12-team league, when you miss, it hurts, especially in running backs, right? You can't miss in running backs in 12-team leagues. It's bad.
Try missing it on 14-team leagues like Quinn's league, where I'm going freaking 5.
Dude.
But hey,
my percentage is second best on over-unders in on this podcast.
You should try Relic's 40-man roster league.
Oh, hell no.
Poor
Not
Dave
only do we have defensive
2 weeks
players,
in, Dave tapped out. He was just like, I can't do it. So,
nope, that's not for me.
I actually set my lineup in that league in this week. So, Relic, if you're watching, sorry, buddy.
Relic, I've been committed the whole time. That's why I'm about to take first place from you, but whatever.
All right, so everybody
just hope he doesn't play Kenneth Gainwell if he has him.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, thanks for watching. Enjoy the game tonight. Sanctuary will be on tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll be doing legendary picks. We'll be talking about the Cleveland Browns game.
New segments.
New segments we're going to be premiering. Trent's done a lot of work on some ways to attack. So yeah, definitely tune in, check that out. And then of course we'll be back on Monday to break down what went right, what went wrong against the Browns, and hopefully it's a whole lot of right.
Yes.
So until next week, everybody have fun with your fantasy football picks, make our bets, and we'll publish how we do this week.
No, it's over.
Well,